Hi, good morning. I'm so glad you're back today on our third installment of Rest for the month of March. We'll have one more installment next week. And I hope that you had a wonderful weekend and that your weather was warm and that you were able to get outside and maybe just sit and let the sun hit your face and rest in that warmth. And I was traveling this weekend. My in-laws celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, and so it was a busy weekend, but it was a nice weekend. They live near the ocean, and so we were able to take a little walk up there and just watch the water and be in the sand, and that was really nice. So it was a good weekend, even though it was busy. I made intention to rest during the weekend by going over to the beach and just soaking that in for a few minutes. But I hope that you found some rest this weekend as well. Today, we're going to talk about other forms of rest. Last week, I told you about what I find to be restful, massage, listening to music. I mentioned I like to listen to yacht rock. And in fact, on our ride up to see my in-laws, we had it on the yacht rock station the whole time. So good. But then also I talked about wandering. I love to wander in thrift stores and antique stores as it helps my mind just to focus on what's in front of me instead of thinking about a million other things. And I find great rest in that. So anyway, today we're going to dive into a few more. I've got 4 additional ways to rest. And this is likely for the creative person, the person that enjoys art and just having creative outlets for rest. As I told you last week, for me, I find that somewhat stressful. I want everything to kind of be really perfect. And so I don't find creative outlets like writing or painting to be restful for me. I find those stressful. Maybe you do too. But other people find great rest in those types of outlets, writing, painting, sculpting, doing playful type things that might involve other like materials. And so we're going to talk about a few of those today. And those all come out of the My Messy Grief journal, authored by our co-founder, Cindy Schuffelbarger. It is a wonderful resource to use to find ways to focus your mind on rest and grief. So if you comment rest today, the first 3 people to do that, I will send you a copy of the My Messy Grief Journal. So let's just dive in. And I would love to hear your comments as well. We got a few comments last week. If you missed last week's Facebook Live, just go back a week and you'll see some comments that folks left on how they like to rest, which is awesome. So if you have other ways that you find rest, I would love to hear them, and so would others. It would likely inspire other people. All right, let's jump in. So the first one that I picked out, maybe for the creatives here, it's a page full of blank circles here, and it says to fill the circles with colors that match your mood. Now, that seems like a really simple thing to do. I would want to make sure I colored inside all the lines, and so I'd find it very stressful. But for someone who's creative or likes creative outlets, this is wonderful. I know that I like to look at colors. So I love blues and neutral colors. And so being at the beach this weekend, I was able to look at that blue water and that very light tan sand and just the colors. That was amazing for me. But maybe an expression of rest for you would be to fill in these circles with colors that match your mood. And I guess those could be light or dark or, warm tones, whatever. But anyway, that's an idea for rest. And you could use watercolor. You could use crayons. If you wanted to have a little fun, you could use colored pencils or whatever material you want. Now, the next one is another blank space here, and it says to watch the sunrise or sunset and color what you say. I would love to be able to do that. And there are so many people who can, and I bet would make beautiful beautiful pictures here. But even if you're not artistic, but you find rest in artistic outlets, then I challenge you to do that. Even if you don't have the book, to watch a sunset or a sunrise if you're up and early, and draw what you see. And I bet it would be beautiful. So you might find great rest in working in the details of colors and things like that. The next one that I have tabbed here it's called Get in Touch. Play with Play-Doh. Fiddle with fidget toys. Now, I could do that. That would be good. The fidget toy thing would be good for me. Finger paint with shaving cream. Sift dry rice with fingers. Play with sand or dig in the dirt. And that's just a few ideas of how to be tactile in your rest and really kind of doing some physical touch things. And I'm sure that there's many, many other examples of that. And I would love to hear some examples of touch and rest. And, you know, maybe it's like running your fingers through blades of grass or, you know, the tall wheat or something like that. What do you find restful in that way? I would love to hear. And then the last one that I have marked here is cover the page with colors that make you happy, right? So again, you could use crayons, you could use, and you've got to get a sheet of paper at home. You don't need the book to do that. And just put every color on here that makes you feel happy. And I would also challenge you, do one a week and see if your colors change, and how does that color affect your mood and how you feel. So I would encourage you and challenge you to do that maybe a couple times a week, maybe once a week, and see how it changes. You know, when your mood is down, are your colors darker? When your mood is elevated, are the colors brighter and playful? What does that look like? So those are 4 other types of rest, ways you can rest, and also express your emotions. And remember that rest is focusing on centering our minds and bringing it to a calm place. Rest is not about sleeping. Sleeping is its own thing, and it is important and vital in your daily health. But rest is just as crucial because it brings you to that place of mental clarity and centeredness, and rest provides that exhale for you. So I would love to hear from you how you're resting. I would love for you to comment below and tell me where you find rest. Okay, join us next week, our 4th and final installment of Rest, and we will recap what we've talked about and maybe explore some other ways in which we can find rest and why rest is so important. All right, I hope you find pockets of rest every single day. Rest is just as important as sleep, and I challenge you to find those moments of rest within your day. And so I challenge you, if you haven't been resting, then tell me, are you resting now? Have you found this helpful? And we would love to hear from you. So comment below. I hope you have a wonderful day. And again, find those pockets of rest. And remember, getting rest during the day will help your sleep at night, because it will release those stress valves that we have, you know, the pressure. So again, I encourage you to find rest throughout your day, and, you know, just make it a great day. Bye.